Hello friends, welcome to a new video. Basically, this is part of our Excel training program. In this video, we will learn about columns and the rows. So basically what we'll do, we'll just know more about the columns and the rows, how they are structured in the Excel application, what are the uses of the columns and the rows, what tasks you can perform on the columns and the rows, right? So we'll learn all these things. So first we'll begin this video by understanding the columns first, right? What are the columns? We need to understand that. I have just created a sheet named as a column in which I have written what we'll be doing with the column, right? Suppose what we'll be doing will be selecting, hiding, unhiding, deleting, inserting, and resizing, and auto fit the column, right? So first of all, we need to understand what are the columns. So this is the simplest definition of the Excel. Oh, sorry, my bad. Column. Column is a collection of cells that are aligned vertically, right? So these all are your cells. You are already aware about the cells, no? So these all are your cells in your worksheet. And when we select all the cells vertically, what happens? So this group of cell becomes a column, right? This is a column, basically column K, right? Now, columns are identified by their name. If you see, each column has its own name, its own unique name, right? So like suppose if I click here, this is column L, this is column M, this is column D, this is column C, right? So these all are column names, and the columns are known by their name, and their name starts with a letter in the alphabet, right? As you can see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So these all are column headers basically, and columns are known with their names which start with letters in the alphabet, right? So you must be thinking, if a column name is Z, what does it mean? There are no more columns beyond this point? No, it is not like that. So after the Z column, there will be another column basically whose name will start with like this, AA. And post this column, the name of the column will be AB, then AC, and so on, right? So in total, in the Excel, in a single worksheet, we have 16,384 columns. The total columns in single worksheet, right? Let me just move myself here. Work in single worksheet are 16,384, right? So how it will make 16,384? At what till what point the column name can be defined? Let's understand. Let's see. So your name of the first column is starts with A, right? And what would be the name of the last column, right? What would it be? It is XFD. Can you imagine how far this goes? XFD. See, I hope you can see this. This is the last column. Let me just increase the size. This is the last column, XFD, right? So this is the use of the columns and the how the names, column names are defined in Excel, right? So I hope you have understood this. So whenever a alphabet comes in a formula, so just just you know think that that is a name of the column, right? Okay, what is next? Let me just put it here. Okay, now what we'll be doing, so we'll be selecting the columns first. We'll start with the our practical example by selecting the columns, right? There are many ways to select the column basically. So which we will be using? Let's try. So okay, I have a sheet, basically employee sheet, where I have some data of my employees. So in this particular database, we have employee ID, employee name, department, their salary, joining date, current date, days of services, and reporting time. Suppose if you want to select any column, so what we'll be doing, we'll be performing some task, on the columns, right? To perform any task, you need to have some kind of data with you. So this is simple database which we have taken so that we can see something is happening with the column. No, so all this data is lying in the column, right? This is column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So how many columns do we have for this particular database data? So we have total 8 columns, right? You can see in the task bar, sorry, this status bar. So in total we have 8 columns, right, guys? So now what we'll be doing? So let's understand how you can select the entire column so that you can perform the various tasks on that particular column or the selected column, right? So let's select that. To select a column, basically, so what you can do, either you can just click on its header, the header name of the column, right? What you can do, how can you select that? If I just bring my cursor here on the Excel pointer here on the column G header, right? So you can see the sign of the pointer, Excel pointer gets changed and it becomes a arrow which is pointing downwards, right? So this is the sign. Basically, now you can select the column, entire column, the column whose cells are, going downwards or coming upwards, right? Vertically, basically. So, right? Once you click on this header, what happens? See, the entire column gets selected. What we have done, we have selected the column G. It has selected from the top to bottom. Entire column has been selected. If you perform any task over this column, what will happen actually? The action will be performed on all the content, whatever is lying in this particular column, whether it is lying on the top, whether it's lying on the end, at the end, right? So this is how you can select the column by clicking on the column header. This is the one way. What is the second way to select the column? This is another way to select the column basically with the help of the keyboard shortcut. What is it? Control plus space bar. What you need to do, you need to just press the control plus space bar from your keyboard. Suppose I put my cursor here. Let me just open the keyboard. So this is your keyboard. What you need to do, you need to just press control and press, let me control plus space bar. Once you press the control plus this is the space bar, that's the biggest button in your keyboard. So once you press these two buttons together, what happens? The entire column gets selected, right? So let me just write this shortcut command here so that it is easier for you to understand. Control plus space bar to select the entire column. That's how you can select the entire column, right? What is next? So basically to hide the column, what you'll do if you want to hide any column? Suppose we want to hide this salary column. So why do we need to hide any column? So why there is a requirement to hide the column? So basically what happens, you are working on a crucial data set. If you want to hide few columns or any one or more columns, so you can do that so that no one else except you can see your data, right? What important data you have, right, in your worksheet. So what you can just hide that particular column, which whatever is important, right? So let's hide the column. Still there are 2 3 ways to hide the column, right? So we'll use both of them. So first of all, if you want to hide the column, what you need to do? You tell me. You need to select the column, right? What you need to do? You need to select the column first. Suppose what we want to do, we want to hide this salary column, right? How will you do that? There are many ways, basically 3 ways. So I'll tell you 3 of them. So let's start it with the help of the mouse. How we will hide. First, select the column by clicking on the column header. Right click on the column header and come to this option, which is hidden hide option, and click on this option. What happens? Your salary column gets hidden, right? Now, how will you find that whether your column is hidden or not? So suppose you open the file day after tomorrow or tomorrow. So how will you identify that one of the column is hidden in the file? How will you identify? Let me just show you. So can you see there is a small thin gray line here between 2 columns? If you see all the columns, there is a small thin gray line. What does it mean? This is the border line. This is the border line. This is the border line between 2 columns, right? So now if you see here, come here between the D and F, what is happening? You can see there are 2 thin gray lines instead of one, right? We have 2 thin gray lines. What does it mean? There is a column between these 2 columns which is hidden, right? There's a column which is hidden in between these 2 columns. So now how will you unhide it? It's very simple. So what you can do, either you can just select these of two columns and right click on these two columns and click on the unhide button. Right? This is unhide button. Again, I am repeating. You need to select both the columns basically, both the columns, the leftmost and the rightmost of the hidden column. Whatever column is hidden, if you want to unhide it, you need to select the leftmost and the rightmost column of that hidden column, right? So we have selected both the columns, right? And now what you need to do, you need to right click and press the unhide. What happens? See, your column is unhide. We have made it visible, right? This was the one way. Suppose let me just hide it once again, right? If you want to unhide it, there is another way to unhide it. Basically, how what you can do, if you bring your Excel pointer here, see, again it gets changed. It becomes two arrows. One is going towards left and one is going towards right, and which has two small black lines, right? What does it mean? So it means that you can scratch, increase or decrease the length, width of the column. Or this is the one of the way to unhide the column. If you bring your cursor here and click and keep your mouse button pressed and drag it to the right, see what is happening. The column E becomes visible. This is the another way to unhide the column. Let me just repeat it to you. Unhide it, bring your cursor Excel pointer here and press the mouse button from the keyboard. Mouse button of your mouse and drag it to the right. See, your column E becomes visible, right? Not from the keyboard, from the mouse, with the help of the mouse. This is how you can unhide the column. There are one more way to unhide the column. I'll tell you everything, guys. I'm not leaving anything in between. I'll tell you everything. So let me just show you one more way to unhide the column and hide the column also. So we have just seen this by right clicking on it. So suppose if you want to hide this column, there is another way. So you need to just go in the home tab, right? This is the home tab. Under the home tab, you will find the cells group. This is a cells group. Under the cells group, you need to click on this format section. Format section, once you click on this format section, what happens? You find some options. So out of all these options, you need to click on this visibility, hide and unhide. And you need to click on this hide column option. Once you click on this, what happens? See, the column is hidden. If you want to make it unhide again, you need to select two of the columns which are available left and the right side of the hidden column, right? Just click again, go back to the home tab in the sales group, click on the format section, come here unhide section and click on this unhide column. Once you click on this unhide column, see what happens. Your column E becomes visible again. This is how you can hide and unhide the column. I hope you can understood it clearly. So still there are short commands to hide and unhide the column. Let me just tell you. So basically, if you want to hide the column, there is a shortcut command from the keyboard. What you can do, you can just press a Control plus 0 button. Your entire column will be hidden, right? So once you press the Control plus, but before that, you need to select the entire column, and you press the Control plus 0. What will happen is, see, your column, the selected column will be hidden. There another way to hide the column. There are many ways, guys. You will learn. It will surprise you. I will surprise you with its tools and techniques. So another way is Alt plus H plus O plus U plus C. This is another way to hide the column, right? You can try. You can try doing it. You will see. And what is the way to unhide the column? This is a one way basically. Alt plus H plus O plus U plus N plus L. What you need to do? You need to press the Alt button from the keyboard, then H O U L. The column will be hidden. But first of all, to unhide the column, you need to select the columns. Select the visible columns which are lying left and right of the selected, hidden column. Right. This is how you can hide and unhide the column with the help of the keyboard, with the help of the mouse, with the help of the shortcut key. and with the help of the commands which are available in the ribbon. Right, guys? I hope each and every command is clear to you. So we'll cover next topic in the next video. Okay? So come and do watch the next video, guys. Bye. For this video only.